Here we come. All right. Hello, world. It's me, the flamboyant one, Jason Crow, back with another episode of Heat Magnets, episode number 4. And I'm, of course, joined, as always, by the one and only Smooth Johnny Spade.
Hey, what's up? It's not Taco Tuesday, it's Heat Magnet Tuesday. Let's do this.
Right. Here we are. And, of course, we're joined by the lovely Rockstar Ronnie Joda. Hello. Hello, everyone. But here we are. We're back. We've got some news. We're going to recap AEW Dynamite, Smackdown, Raw, and talk about some of the news and all that good stuff that's been going on this past week. So let's dig into it. Let's talk about some things. Let's talk about some news first.
What's the news?
I don't think I put this in my notes, but apparently Vince McMahon has been backstage the last Monday Night Raw and has been making some changes.
Oh, what a treat.
They haven't said what changes he's made, but he's because he was working like remotely, and now they said he was actually backstage at the last Raw. And that's what does everybody think about that? I didn't really notice it. Did you guys notice anything? Raw that we were like, man, that's weird.
You know, I thought they had one of the best Raws they've had in a while. This past
I
week.
enjoyed it. Yeah,
I did too. They're always storyline driven based, and we know that about them. That's where they excel at.
Yeah.
But they put a lot of time into their matches this week. I mean, the tag match was fantastic. I thought between the ladies, the Rousey and the Baszler.
that was a good way to introduce him.
The tag team division actually looked legit. I mean, I dug it. I didn't see anything from Vince that made it bad. I heard he was there. I haven't heard anything about him stepping in. Where did you see that at? And if so, can you give me details? I didn't see anything.
Yeah, no, it's just news that has popped up on. What is happening?
We got some beautiful music in the background. Is that like the Phantom of the Opera?
Right, I've got some new music just randomly started playing on my phone.
It's a new gimmick for the flamboyant one.
So it's just been online at different places. Cultaholic talked about it. Bleacher Report, Going in Raw, all mentioned that Vince was there, but nobody knows exactly like what he changed. But apparently he'd made some pretty massive changes according.
The only thing I heard about was possibly Lacey Evans in that stupid Marine hat she wore. She's too pretty, but I bet I get it. Slaughter didn't want to be a part of the gimmick. They asked him. He said, no, thank you.
Yeah, because apparently Slaughter's daughter is upset about it too, and it's like Lacey, and it's like they didn't ask permission or get the go ahead. Not that they need permission, but
they don't need permission.
I mean, she's a legit Marine for real,
right? Yeah.
So let's give her props for that. But I don't think she needs to be doing the camel clutch. And I enjoyed her first gimmick. I thought it was great. Yeah, man. Kind of classy lady, old school type gimmick. I thought it was great for her. She
I like everything she does.
Her first gimmick was.
I think she's kind of. I don't know, man. She hasn't shined like she used to.
Definitely.
And I think she needs to get back on her own somehow.
Yeah,
I hope we see more of this.
I mean, this is the best thing she's had in a while. At least she's on TV and getting.
Yeah, at least we're looking at her.
An opportunity, right. But I agree. I was kind of a fan of the first stuff that she did. Some of the other news was apparently there's going to be a stipulation in the Cody and Brock match, next rubber match. That
Brock's arm
hasn't been seen in a while, but nobody knows what it is. So apparently WWE is just putting out things to try to get people to guess.
Sure.
An Inferno match was brought up, I believe.
What?
Yeah, so I don't know.
Shitting me?
It's got to be a fight to the death at this point. Just do it. Give it to us.
A fight to the death.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it's going to be. I know. Blue Meanie. I don't know if you guys listen to any of his stuff or.
I know him, but I don't listen to his shit.
Yeah, he had recently put out an idea of what he thinks might be this whole Cody and Brock gimmick, And so his take on it could be that since Brock can no longer challenge Roman Reigns for a title, because that was a stipulation some time ago, that he is training Cody Rhodes like the hard way in order to get him ready to fight Brock.
Oh, fun!
I'd like to see vignettes of that.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's a pretty good idea. Like that's something, because we don't know why Brock is doing this. They've never said why.
Huh.
Yeah, man, I've heard.
Assume...
Go ahead, Ronnie. I'm
Cody won't
sorry.
shut
Ladies
up.
first, by all means.
I just assume that it's because Cody won't shut up about it. He keeps being like, "Kill me, break my other arm, cut me in half."
He's definitely got some balls, man. He's pushing him, and I heard a dog collar match, which I have done with Vic the Bruiser. And if you don't know, he's got a huge neck.
Yeah.
And those are hard. Like, I don't think people get how quickly your career could end on those matches when you're tied to a leash, especially someone bigger. I could imagine if they did that with Cody's neck tied to Brock's and Brock just yanking him. And it's a lot harder than you think. You're constantly, and the way I'm holding probably doesn't look good, but you're constantly holding the chain because you're trying to get guys. That's like this. You're trying to give yourself some slack so your neck can breathe. And so it was a way worse than I could have ever imagined when I did it. I was like, oh, it's hard.
Yeah.
A lot harder.
That's terrible.
One of the last ones we have seen is MJF versus CM Punk dog collar match, which was pretty brutal. So yeah,
it was brutal, man.
I don't think I'd mind that. That'd be good to see. I mean, because what was it? WWE probably hasn't had one since what, Piper and Valentine? Like, has it been that long?
Probably because it's such a liability.
It is, man. It really is. You might be right. Did Edge ever have one? Why am I thinking that? But I could be way off.
I mean, there could be
none memorable that we can remember outside of obviously Piper, and I don't even think Piper and Valentine were in WWE. Or did they do that for like in Portland? Maybe, I don't know.
I'm not sure. I thought it was a WWE show, but
it might have been NWA or something like that. I can't remember, but.
I wouldn't mind seeing that though. That might be fun. It's different.
It would be different. And
didn't Cody do one with Brody?
He did, and it was great. Actually,
that was a good.
That was one of. It might have been, if not Brody's last match. I think that was a week or two before he passed.
Yeah, it could be. That could be right.
Not
that
to
was
say that was.
That doesn't sound good.
I could hear Ronnie in there, just fucking.
Well, I did say fight to the death, so you know what? Just
right.
It's
already on our mind.
That was a good match. It was a good match. They really, I mean, they went all out and did a great job, and I was just hurt and cringing the whole time. Yeah. Well, since we're talking about AEW, did you guys get to watch AEW Dynamite?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, we watched it, and it was good. It was good. It's
really fun.
The matches are tons of fun. The story is just like, what's the story?
I don't know. I don't care, I guess. It was really fun.
Hey, if you get into characters on AEW, I enjoy AEW, but I also have friends that are there, and it's another place for them to work. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you as well. So you understand they got another place to work and show their skills. Is the storylines, are they as intricate as they are in WWE? No.
Not even a little bit, no.
But I enjoy let's cut a promo and let's get down to business.
But the matches are so much fun.
The matches are. They tell great stories in the ring.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's because like Ronnie was just introduced to like Orange Cassidy. On the last
so much fun.
He's great, by the way. People do not get Ronnie. They do not get behind him. And
really? Why?
Here's the deal. We get behind him. I enjoy what he does, and I respect it because dude's making money. He found a gimmick that works, and he can work. People want to mock him because of his character, and the smart marks. They like to get on people and troll, and I don't understand it because he found something. He's making money off of it, and it works. And he's been in the business a long time in the indies. So kudos to him. And I enjoy his work. I think he's fantastic. I love his entrance music. Like, I would have done that gimmick in a heartbeat. I liked what I did, but it didn't make the money, and he's doing it right. So God love him, and I think it's great, and I look forward to him every week.
I guess I want to see more of him because I don't really know what the gimmick is. I just liked everything I just watched.
It's like supposed to be real cool, real mellow, real laid back. He, like I say, he does the lazy kicks and stuff like that, which you didn't get. You did get hands in pockets.
I started with the hands in the pockets.
I mean, he's over with the AEW audience, but
he started more comedy.
Yeah, it was definitely comedic, and then
he worked his wrestling in and worked it in, and over time, people are like, "This dude can really wrestle," and now he's a champion, and he's been able to show his skills. So you haven't seen what we saw previously, probably.
Right.
I want to see more.
But you will. The more you watch, the more you'll see. And
right.
So I mean, Dynamite started off hot. We had the Blackpool Combat Club versus the Penta and Phoenix and Bandito.
Oh, that was really
that was a hell of a match. That was a hell of a kickoff match.
There was a lot going on there.
Like I'm a big Penta fan. I love Penta.
All three are great, man. Penta's great. I never
brother.
Tony Gunn sent me a video. He worked Penta up in Wisconsin about 4 months ago, and Tony
Gunn, OVW, if you guys don't watch.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, Shotgun Tony Gunn, 2-time OVW champion, good friend of mine. He always sends me his stuff, and we talk back and forth daily, especially after his shows. But he did the show with Penta, and he said he went up to him and he said, "Hey, man, let's just slow down a little bit. Let's have some fun. Let's tell this story." They told the story perfectly. Penta was so happy about it. He was like, every time I get in the ring with somebody on the indies, they see me on TV and they always want to do all the shit. And he goes, "I love what you're doing." They slowed it down. They got a reaction. He still did his moves, but he did it where it counted. And they had a great match.
Yeah. Yeah. The Penta's great. That match just now, like that was a good kickoff match. That was lots of fun. Yeah. Eric just called me Jason Morrison. So I'm going to be that guy.
Love it.
But yeah, no, of course, Bryan Danielson was putting over Wheeler Yuta because he had just had to discipline him for losing a match, and then
that was the one that was upside down for like 45 whole minutes.
Yeah. 60, it was they counted to 60 completely.
Oh my God.
Everybody in the BCC's over, so they're trying to get Yuta some time on Dynamite so that he can get, kind of get to their level a little bit more, because that's what they're doing. They're accelerating him by putting him with them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It was a good match. Like Yuta did great. All of them did great. Yuta's good anyways. He's not great on the mic, but wrestling wise, like he's great at wrestling. So I really enjoyed that match. It was pretty much what you thought it would be, fast and
very fast
and rough, and
a lot going on at once.
There's so many things happening that
it was exciting.
I enjoyed it. That was lots of fun. So yeah, definitely putting over Yuta on that. They talk about how Yuta pinned Kenny Omega at Double or Nothing, and then he got the pin on this one. So yeah, definitely putting over Yuta now, but like as they should. Like you said, that everybody else is over, so they kind of need to establish him a little bit more.
100. Hey, are you guys, by the way, not to cut anybody off, are you all seeing me okay?
Yeah.
Everybody good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Want to make sure. I got a new camera, for those of y'all don't know, and my eyes ain't so good. I got to use theirs.
Blind Josh.
Blind Spade. Yep.
Yeah, no, you're looking smooth.
Looking smooth.
Fantastic. I know you all are always hot as always.
Well, next up one was Jay White and Juice Robinson, and kind of.
I like Juice, man. I like Juice.
Yeah, that was a fun little moment, talking trash to FTR, and I really enjoy. So I like the small moments. I like when so you saw Juice like put his hand in his pocket, and then when they started fighting, Juice pulls his hand out of the pocket and punches Dax, I believe, and
that was a good clock.
Yeah, when quarters go flying, so he loaded his hand up.
It was good, man.
Was the story that was telling. I love little stuff like that. That's.
It's good. Like we talked about it before. Juice wasn't getting over just yet. He used a J. He's getting more TV time.
Yeah.
And he's shining, man. I'm digging Juice. I know Jay's the big deal. Yeah. Ronnie likes him. I mean, let's do this.
I like the look on his face when he was like, when he ran away like a bitch, and then they called him a bitch, and he was like,
oh yeah.
Yeah, he's got that over the top personality with that squeaky voice, but it's working for him.
Yeah, he looks like he's perpetually turning into a werewolf. I don't know what's going on.
I think I am too. My daughter, she won't let me shave my beard. Fuck.
Yeah.
Does she like come at you if you try?
No, I mean, I could do it. Obviously, she's 9. I could take her.
Right. You know some things.
But yeah, but seriously, she just loves Dad. I think she likes me looking old. I'll figure it out soon.
But that was some fun stuff. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed Ricky Starks came out and of course ran down Jay White a little bit. I like Ricky Starks quite a bit as well. So that's a pretty good build. And they've been working that angle for a while now. So that should be fun to see what happens with that. They played the Tony Khan talking about Collision and putting and then CM Punk will be there, and the crowd they had to like work in some crowd reactions to the camera angles because I don't think it was quite what they thought it was going to be.
People are like, cool.
Yeah, because when they initially announced it, they definitely got some boos too, and you know he was not getting boos when he first came back.
Hey, man,
like even when he was playing heel, like he was. But now
everybody's gonna have eyes on it, dude. I mean, with all
they're gonna watch. So, but here's the thing: is like apparently them saying that he's going to be on the show did not raise ticket sales, and
really?
Yeah, and that's bad.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Well, I think to be fair, I think the fact that they knew he was going to be a part of it because it's been talked about has already got some of those ticket sales. But I see what you're saying. I'm interested. I think they're doing another announcement this week, and it's going to be.
Well, Eric just said that AEW stands for announcement every week. So that's pretty
good. That's pretty good, Eric. But I think they're going to be announcing that who the main event is at the first Collision show, and I imagine it's going to be CM Punk's going to be in action.
You think it's going to be Punk and Joe, or
for the first Collision on Saturday night? I would rather do Punk and Joe that night and do Punk with somebody new. For the actual in Wembley.
Yeah, that's it was definitely a mild crowd for Punk, and if he didn't raise ticket sales, then that's telling that people are probably tired of his BS.
But I guarantee he did, Jason, for the Chicago show that's in Collision.
Oh, yeah.
Well, so it did say he did not raise ticket sales outside of Chicago.
Right.
So that sense. Chicago, obviously,
it's for their first Collision.
We're going to put him over for sure.
Yeah, 100. That's their son, their favorite son.
Well, and then after that, so then we had the a 3-way match with Trent Beretta, Swerve Strickland, and Big Bill. They're calling him. That was fun. That was a fun match too.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. Good finish. I like
seeing Beretta in the ring. Like he does good stuff.
Yeah, he's solid, man. He's solid.
They don't give him enough stuff, but I enjoy watching him when he is in there.
I like it when he does his entrance and his mom drives the minivan and they all get out of it.
Yeah,
they've done some matches, Ronnie, where him and Chuck Taylor and Orange Cassidy all get out of his mom's minivan because his mom. It's fucking great. Yeah.
It's their whole setup is like from that to when he's walking down, you've got puppies in the background and rainbows and all these like best friends because they're the best friends. And you know, one of their big moments always is to get their stuff in is a group hug in the ring, and
you gotta give them what they want. That's what it is.
That's fun. Like I really like it. I like all of them.
For those of y'all who don't know, but I'm sure you do, Trent Beretta used to be tag partners with Chris Pavone, who was, I believe, Brian Cage or Chris Cage. It's Chris Cage up in WWE, and they were what were they called? The Dude Busters.
Something like that, yeah.
Dude Busters.
Yeah.
So if you're watching, Chris, I just gave you a shout out.
What's up, Chris?
It's some fun stuff. Let's see. Love you, Josh.
Love you too. Who was that?
All the way from Mexico.
No
Naya
kidding.
Morales.
Oh yeah. It's a good friend of mine for sure.
Hopefully I said that right.
I hope all's well out there.
Yep, coming from Mexico. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, the Beretta, the Big Bill, that was a fun match. Of course, Strickland walks away. I mean, it wasn't the best match of the night. It was probably the mid match of the night, but still fun. And obviously they're pushing Swerve and his empire now, so that's you know, I didn't hate the match. Like all the matches are fun. I enjoy everything. Then of course you had Don Callis came out with Takeshita. Yeah, man, he's getting
that Dom heat. That's what we call it now.
I call it the Ciampa heat. The Tommaso Ciampa.
I know you're a huge Ciampa fan, and I like Ciampa, man.
That's the Blackheart heat, like
but
coming out and not being able to talk.
You call it Ciampa, I call it Dom. We'll go from there.
Let's go with current though, Day.
But yeah, Don Callis.
Ciampa might be back soon, but Don Callis, I mean, he had some heat, man.
He had it. Like they would not, even to the point that he was like, "What do we do here?" Like you could hear him on the mic saying it, and I think he really meant it. I don't think that was like, Don knows. Like Don's been around, he knows what to do, but I think that still kind of caught him off guard.
It's good because that means the storyline means shit now.
Yeah.
He was like, okay, it's working. What? Because there's a lot of times when you do something and your first appearance after doing it or turning heel or backstabbing somebody, you're wondering how the fans are going to react. Yeah. And if you get that kind of reaction, that's a great thing. That means they're invested.
He definitely got it. And that's obviously going to put over Takeshita as well, who is great in ring. And now they're just trying to pitch him as better than everybody, better than Okada, better than, everyone. So that's going to be fun. And he's really, really good. He could be like the next Kenny Omega.
He's Orton size. He's 6'4", 240.
Yeah,
he's a specimen.
Yeah, and he can move, and he can fly. Yep. Like he can do some stuff. So I'm everybody's looking forward to seeing that.
That was a good sign, right?
Takeshita versus Omega eventually. Like hopefully they give a good build to it. Like we don't need to jump into it.
Yeah, let's slow that down. Right. Yeah.
Let's get more of the new Don Callis family in there. See what happens. But that was fun. That's I would say that I think Bleacher Report even gave it an A+, which I agree with. So
they do that?
Yeah, they grade them.
The fuck who's the head of that shit?
Yeah, but I agree. I thought it was a very A+ moment. And a lot of AEW moments are largely because of the crowd and the crowd reactions. That's kind of what I love about AEW is how involved and invested the crowd is to every match, and to everybody. They respect everybody. They put everybody over, by be it, boo or cheer or chant or whatever. Like that's always, that to me makes it so much more fun to watch.
Absolutely. If you watch it more, Ronnie, and Jason can attest, the crowd is part of the show with AEW when they're into it.
They were pretty hot today.
Yeah, they're a little lackluster. From what I've seen, like they can get pretty rowdy, almost sometimes that Puerto Rican show style. I mean, they get.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to blow it up that much, but it's an ECW style.
It's definitely
pretty rowdy.
Good. I can't wait to watch more. It was really fun.
I would definitely say it's very ECW-esque in the way the crowd is, and which I love. Like I
do too.
That's always made it fun to watch for me. So the next match was Orange Cassidy and Darby Allin, who Ronnie was also introduced to. Darby in the coffin,
hands on pockets,
coffin drop, and they went against the Gates of Agony, who are part of Swerve's group there. Then they're the ROH tag team champions.
Yeah,
and that was a fun match. Everybody did what they were supposed to do. Look strong, get beat up good, and do a lot of
put two of their top guys over. It was the thing.
Yeah, it was that, and then of course Strickland and Cage came out. So I don't know if since Gates of Agony lost, if they're going to maybe try to push like some sort of breakup. But I don't know why they do that because they just got like together. So it'd be silly to.
Well, now that they added Swerve, I think there might be something to that because Swerve started getting his own group. Both those guys have gone, so now they put him with someone else, and Swerve is a natural leader. Like he's legit, man. I like that dude.
Yeah, he's got a lot of charisma, and
he does. And Cage is better as an enforcer. He's not better as a leader.
Definitely. He's What was it, Prince Nana or something like that?
Yeah. He's the old manager from ROH.
Yeah, so he's kind of involved in all that too, and they're not much there, but that was a fun match again.
It was fun, yeah.
As they all were. So, and then after that, we got the Hook moment where I don't even know who those guys were that came out to.
Fuck, I don't know.
To but they said we don't get TV time, so we're taking it. So that's a good moment. Good moment for them.
Who were they? What happened there? I can't remember.
Jungle Boy came out and saved Hook.
I remember that. Who was in there with them? Who was?
I don't know their name. I can't
Why
remember.
Did I forget
the kid that wears the hood with the hoodie?
It's apparently they were interrupted by Jose, Preston Vance, and Drilistico.
Oh, he was holding a belt, the one that was in the ring first.
Yeah, so Hook was holding the belt.
First of all, Hook started hot, and I knew he's 190 pounds. You know what I'm saying? They started him so hot, they needed to work him in a little better with some storylines instead of doing the undefeated thing. Now it's starting. He's been undefeated in singles competition. That's Taz's son.
Yeah.
Why does he wear a hoodie?
His gimmick.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, he's got this.
Remember how Taz used to wear the towel over his head all the time? Mm-hmm. I think the hoodie's a little bit that style, but
so we know he's a bad motherfucker.
I mean, he's an athlete. He played lacrosse in Division I college. I mean, the dude's and he's got that New York "don't fuck with me" attitude. But now he's in the ring with some guys that are legit badasses.
That are gonna fuck with you, yeah.
Right. So it's been working up to this point, but I'm ready for him to start doing some storylines and some things to show his character.
Looks like we got Believes Crypto in here. He's he said that was Los Ingobernables, which I remember that is their name now. Believes says the Young Bucks are the best storytellers in history.
Rad.
Believes is a crazy person.
I was gonna say, I don't know about that. I mean, they're good.
Yeah, no, they're good. I do enjoy them, but
could have been storytellers. Yeah. I mean, great athletes. They can work.
But... Yeah, so Believes has his own. So I follow Believes on YouTube. He's a crypto guy. He does a lot of crypto stuff.
Yeah, thanks for watching, though.
So
keep the comments and questions coming.
Thanks for the crypto advice.
He's a big wrestling fan as well. So we should have him on the show one day as a special guest to talk about.
Yeah, hopefully in the future. I've got plenty of friends, I'm sure, Ronnie, that I've already talked to that are ready whenever we set some dates.
We'll do some stuff. But so after that, we had the Chris Statlander versus the Nyla Rose match, which I think we all knew how that was going to go.
I did not, but it was fun.
Nyla Rose was hot for a while in the beginning, but now she's doing what she should do, and she makes money. Good money.
Yeah. So the thing about Nyla Rose is she was hot at the beginning, but she wasn't. No offense, she wasn't very good in the ring.
No one knew her either. And you came in and they gave her the belt early. This was 4 years ago. And now she comes in, she does her job. She doesn't throw a fit. She's not complaining on the internet or tweeting. And she's making 6 figures on a legit multi-contract. And she's doing what she needs to do. She's a good person to have on the roster. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that match was fine, but Statlander obviously was going to win because, she just got the belt. So.
Yeah, should she have, though? I think she's great, by the way.
I thought she was good.
Yeah, I guess Jade just wanted to take off, so they were just like, all right, come in, take the belt. Let's go.
Let's give it to Chris. I mean, she deserves it in this instance, but...
It's, but that, I mean...
I hope she doesn't drop the ball,
Yeah, it's... the crowd loves her, so we'll see how that goes. And then, of course, your main event was Adam Cole and Britt Baker versus Chris Jericho and Saraya. That was a fun match. It's the main event.
Yeah, it was all right.
I don't know if I remember a whole lot about it. There's some fun moments.
She stuck her hand in his mouth, and that was exciting.
Yeah, she did. She did her finisher on Jericho, and that's always fun to see. They're still building that feud and. Still keeping Paige, as everybody knows her mostly from WWE.
Yeah,
Saraya.
Well, both. You
keeping her safe.
Yeah, you had Britt Baker protecting Paige. This is the whole thing was about that. Jericho's still protecting Adam Cole, who came back from his major injury. It's great to have people in there that can do that and feel comfortable. And Jericho got to give props to Britt Baker and Jericho, man, for what they're doing to bring them back in slowly and protect them.
Yeah. So and that was Dynamite overall. It was a fun show. It was a good show. Like
that was really fun.
Lots of fun matches.
You'll end up liking it, Ronnie. I did.
I do. I may not be like hooked on anyone particularly, but I can't wait to watch everybody again.
There's more. Jamie Hayter, who got hurt, I liked her a lot. You'll come around, and of course, yeah, I love the Outcasts because I think Toni Storm's beautiful. She can work. Britt Baker, they're all beautiful. Not Britt Baker. Paige, of course, or Soraya.
Yeah.
And then Dory, who was very close to me. She was a good friend, and I'm glad she's doing well.
Yeah.
Dory, I mean, of course,
Ruby.
Ruby, for those of you who don't know.
Yeah. Bleav says Jericho is a disaster. So how do you mean, Bleav? Like, we'll need you to explain.
Yeah, let us know. Because, I mean, he's a 51-year-old main eventer, still working, healthy. I mean, I dig what he's doing.
I've always been a Jericho fan. I love what he's doing. He is looking a little rough these days, but
I mean, dude, he's 51 and wrestled
50 in the ring,
30 years, 32 years.
He's always entertaining, that's for sure, and he can always reinvent himself. So that's key. That's key in wrestling for sure. So
longevity.
Fat, old, out of shape, and slow.
Oh,
what he did before is not what he does.
I don't know if I can agree with that.
I don't agree with that.
51 years old. If you could look and move like that, kudos, man.
What he did before is not what he does now. Well, yeah, but you're not going to do what you did before. Like you're not going to have that springiness in your.
He's not in his prime beating Stone Cold The Rock in the same night. He's 51 years old, keeping up with 25-year-olds who are just making names for themselves. I think he's going to go down as one of the top 10, 15 greatest of all time.
Yeah, he's still got himself in spots, and obviously he's putting people over. I do agree with the Bleav saying that maybe it's time for him to really kind of step back and start pushing these guys a little bit more.
That's what he's doing. He just put over calls clean.
Yeah, he's definitely putting people over, but
put over Action Andretti on Dynamite on his first match. No one even knew who that kid was.
Yeah, there's he's.
I mean, everybody's got their opinions. I get it. That's what we have this show for. But
definitely kind of
fantastic.
He's always fun to watch. I kind of want to go on one of his cruises.
I would too. Count me in.
We should go. We should do that as a heat
count
magnet.
Me in. Just make sure I don't fall off the rail. If my eyesight,
we won't let you fall off the rail.
All right, we're golden. Let's head out there sometime.
We say we won't, but we're going to get drunk. I don't know what's going to happen after that. So
I'm game. I'm in, man.
Babysit you a little bit.
I know. I can always count on Ronnie. Jason, I might have to stay away from at least 3 feet.
I'm not good with drunk people, man. I'm not.
It's all good. I feel more comfortable hanging around Ronnie anyway. With my wife on the line when we're all drunk.
Let's all go.
Ronnie.
Let's set it up. The Jericho Cruise. We're going.
All right, let's go. When and where? And is his band playing?
I think it's usually like October.
His band always plays. He does it once a year or so.
Yeah.
Wild. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'll Google that right now.
I say we'll do that. So let's move on to let's move on to Smackdown. And so the Smackdown was the 1,000-day celebration of your tribal chief Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Rock and Wrestling Cruise. Sorry.
And it was a pretty Rock and Wrestling cruise.
January 26th through 23rd.
Oh, it's in January now. Okay. So SmackDown started off with a 6-man tag team with Austin Theory and Pretty Deadly versus the Brawling Brutes, and that was fun. Sheamus is over, man.
He's over as well, dude. He was already over, but ever since that match with the one he had one-on-one with Gunther, he used to be Walter for those of you who don't know. But ever since that match, and then he did the match with him at Mania and Drew McIntyre, he's been on another level. He's got a resurgence in his career and character.
Yeah, and I don't know what did it. I guess it is because it's just bringing the Brutes in and McIntyre, like you said. I think maybe that must be it. Just him, just really just beating up people. And it looks like him just being himself is what has put him over.
Yeah, and he's taking a beating and giving it.
Yeah, and it's been fun. Like I don't know why, but I was kind of shocked during that match that the whole audience was like chanting Sheamus. They wanted him in the ring, and that was confusing for me a little bit because I know he's over, but I didn't expect him to be that over.
Right. God love Pete Dunne, I guess, when you're Pete Dunne, which is Butch, to be in the ring and hear people chant for Sheamus. It's I guess he's got to be happy for him, but at the same time, you're like, oh shit, he's over. Let me get him in the ring and stop what I'm doing.
Yeah, and I love Pete Dunne. I love.
He's a good worker, man. He's solid.
That's the one. Ronnie's just kind of introduced to him, and she said he looked crazy. Is her first word.
Yeah.
So it's working what he's doing. Mm-hmm. So let's get into this. So and Bleav said he doesn't know about SmackDown. He said once they screwed up Cody, he stopped watching. So what makes so I don't think they screwed up Cody. I personally think they've gone the right path. Now he could have won at WrestleMania and that would have been fine, and I think we all would have accepted that and it would have been good. But I think this gives him more longevity. I believe. I
do as well. He would have gone stale. He would have got the title. Everybody would be happy for a moment, and it would have turned into we hate Cody. They're shoving him down our throats. He's still chasing, and I think they did the right thing.
Yeah, I agree. I think at first when it happened, I wasn't surprised, but I was like, "What did they do? Did they just bury Cody?" Because at first it kind of felt like that, but then I mean they immediately put him in with Brock. And if Blue Meanie is right, and he thinks that this is Brock training Cody to beat Roman since he can't challenge him anymore, then that's a fun story.
That would be something, man. Who knows how that is going to play out, but I mean that would be very interesting twist and cool as hell if that is legit.
Yeah, I'd be into that for sure.
I would as well.
DJ Eric says he can't wait for Pete Dunne to break away from the Brawling Brutes.
I kind of like where he's at right now, man. I mean, because I don't want him to get stuck with cruiserweights. He's working the big guys, and I can attest to that because I was in a group, as you know, Eric, with the Bashams and Victoria and some big guys, other guys that were bigger. But me being the smaller one, I took the bumps, but it got me working main events with the top stars, even from WWE. And I think that's where he needs to be. I don't want him to get lost in the fray.
Yeah. I'm not too upset. What is happening there? What was that?
You got a lot going on today, Air Flame.
There's a lot of noise.
Right. Is that the Rockstar?
I think that was
never heard of it.
Yeah. So like for Pete Dunne, I like where he's at now. Him breaking apart without necessarily like them turning on each other. I think that would be the way to go for that, just because he's crazy anyway. So just let him be crazy, and then I think they're going to give him a push. I think he's going to win his Money in the Bank qualifying
I think
match.
So too,
and because he's going to be somebody that's going to be good for that ladder match. I believe he's going to get his moment.
He won't win it, but he'll get his moments in there that might get him over.
Is he up for it this year?
Yeah, he's going to be in one of the qualifying matches.
Okay.
So if he can win that, which I think
notes
he will.
I put out.
Yeah.
I'm reading it as we go.
Notes, Ronnie.
Notice how I put that in.
I'm
there.
joking.
Yeah. So anyways, the Brawling Brutes they lost to Pretty Deadly and Austin Theory.
I like Pretty Deadly.
Yeah,
I do too.
Pretty Deadly is a good tag team. Now Ronnie made a comment that Pretty Deadly, like they should both just dye their hair blonde and kind of try to pull off that.
You think
twin switcheroo gimmick? Yeah, so they can do like switcheroo twin cheating stuff.
I see what you're saying, but that's been done so much. I like what they're doing because they're using their minds to do all the tactics now, like covering his face. Remember the body
under the apron? Yeah,
right. Like
that was
different.
Fun.
Did you see the week before when they did the gimmick where he was tied up but got himself loose, cheated, and then re-tied himself up before the ref came back, so he never knew it was that was. I mean, that's some smart shit.
That's the kind of stuff I'm here for tag teams.
I mean, they're legit.
Yeah, they're a great tag team. I do believe though they like when Roddy was saying like both of them blonde would definitely be very
very cool.
very heel-like. But no, everybody loves the twin thing. I mean, it always gets heat. It always gets over because it's just
it does. And I know
they would look identical.
But also, they might not. They're on the same show as the Usos. They may not want to,
Yeah, no, they're not going to do that. But that was just her suggestion.
And I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
But so then I guess after that we had the OC versus Hit Row, and it's just kind of like, who cares? Yeah, it's
Hit Row stinks. I'm sorry, I don't know you guys. This is media.
They could have been good. So they were doing all right
in
NXT, and then I think they got called up too early. I don't think they were ready.
They got called up without their leader.
Well, they did get called up with Swerve, yeah.
And then they got let go, and then he went.
Are you talking about the tag team?
Yeah. And the girl, they were with Swerve was their leader, and
the AJ.
What did you like about them? I mean, other than they had to work with,
They were more over when they were in NXT, but it's a smaller, kind of a smart mark type crowd. But when you get to the mainstream, they're just flopping. They're dropping the ball.
Do you know who we're talking about, Ronnie?
It's possible. I have no idea.
That was the AJ Styles, Luke Gallows.
Not them. That's not
Carl
them.
Anderson.
They're over.
That's the OC.
I think I went and bought a T-shirt for that match.
Okay.
No, we're talking about some youngsters, the big fella.
Really noticed
hip-hop artists, they rap when they go to
the I watched that. I was just like,
they're just not.
You could have.
It was just a filler match, like it's all that was.
They're just dropping the ball, and I wish they did get over.
It's really a waste of AJ's time.
They need to go ahead and drop them, repackage them. Like the big dude needs to go on his own. They need to try to repackage him, like they did Kane 3 or 4 times before he got over.
Yeah, that's
3 or 4 times. That's so
true. That's a true thing, Ronnie.
I think they could have.
He had about 3 gimmicks before he finally found Kane.
So he's talking about Top Dollar. Top Dollar was the host of the WWE Treasure show. He was the original host of the first season, where they hunt like WWE collectibles and stuff and try to bring them back to.
Yeah, the show's still on. I think they're doing something with Piper this week.
Yeah,
he's not on there anymore.
The second season is kind of led by Booker T, but it's a lot. And Lita, there's a Mick Foley, a bunch of people show up, which is what they should do. That's much better.
Yeah, they had to drop Top Dollar.
So that was who Top Dollar was at the time.
I think I blocked that match out.
Yeah, there's just nothing there. That was very blah. Yeah, and then after that, we had the Grayson Waller effect with Asuka.
Oh yeah,
which if we could see it there, Ronnie's shirt.
Oh, yeah, you can see it. Please witness me.
Where she's putting Asuka over right now. She went and got a Asuka shirt, and that was a kind of a fun segment. It gave the ladies.
That was a fun segment.
You had Io Sky come out, Bailey, Shotzi, Lacey Evans, Zelina Vega.
That was fun.
And then, eventually Asuka sneaked out.
I like Bailey, man. I know she's going to win and be in the Money in the Bank, and I'd like to see her. I'd like to see her win it, but I mean, she has before. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm curious which way they're going to go with this. So after that, Asuka gets out of the ring and says nobody's ready for Asuka, and then
It's true. Nobody's ready.
Blindsided by Bianca Belair, and they're continuing that feud for a little bit, and then right after that, that was the Lacey Evans, Zelina Vega,
which we knew how that was going to go
match. Which
Zelina's over right now. Yeah.
Lacey was obviously in charge of the match. She was doing most of the offense, and then Zelina caught her and pinned her. Pretty much out of nowhere, and that's kind of how they're pushing Zelina. Is like she's not the biggest, she's not the strongest, but if she gets
quick
a moment, she can beat you.
Right. I like her. I like them both.
Yeah. Well, I liked her before she left and came back too. So the match was fine. It was a very average match, but they're definitely Zelina took away the win there, and they're obviously putting her over. So we'll see. Is she the odds-on favorite? I don't know. Some people seem to think so. I don't think she is, but because you got people like Becky Lynch in there, which we'll talk about Money in the Bank a little bit later. But
sure.
The next qualifying match was Montez Ford and LA Knight.
Over. He's up. And you asked me, we talked about this last week, Jason, and I said, and you said, I don't know, man. They're both over. It's over as Montez is. He's not on LA's level right now, and it showed.
I don't think so.
It just blatantly showed.
Yeah.
Montez was in another world. He was like, wait, what? They're not cheering for me?
So here's what I saw in that match, and maybe they set this up on purpose because obviously LA Knight walked away with the win, but you saw Montez reacting to the crowds like, why aren't you cheering for me? Right. Why are you cheering for this guy? So now it gives, although Montez didn't win, now he has an opportunity for a storyline.
He does, and I think they did it on purpose too, to find out. Let's see which one is more over and we can run with and see how this plays out. I think the Office did that as well, and they blatantly got their answer right there in their face.
Yeah, and we all knew it. LA Knight is obviously he's our odds-on favorite to win. I don't know if he will, but he's who I'm rooting for. But I am excited for Montez because although he didn't win, so you don't have to win obviously to start a good story. So. Now he's got a story. He's like the fans are turning on him, so maybe this does hook him up with MVP and him and Dawkins go over and create a new Hurt Business or something. We'll see.
Or I'd like to see Montez go on his own and Dawkins turn on him and go with MVP.
Yeah, I mean that could be a thing too. Like there's definitely possibilities there. DJ Eric says, so how much do I have to pay to be on the Heat Magnets?
How much you got?
I don't know what you got. What you got in those pockets?
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't you pay for our cruise?
I was just gonna say, I was looking at the cruise. We have to be on the waiting list, but it's like only like $1,000 a person.
You come on the cruise with us and pay our way, and that's this show is not that over.
So. I don't know how many of workers are going to be on there each time, but I mean,
it's usually a fun group of people for sure.
We know so many in the business. I hope I run into some people.
After LA Knight is wins his match. Then we had the 1,000 days celebration. Roman Reigns. Your friend Morales from Mexico asked if they can go to the cruise. Everybody, let's go. We'll all go.
Of course you can.
You got to get a babysitter for the baby.
But so we had the celebration. They unveiled the new belt. It's a nice belt. So I guess they're retiring the two belts and combining to the one belt. Is that what we're getting out of that?
Like the way he fucked those off and
they did a special reveal on that title 6 times in like 7 years, and it's always the same looking title. It's just I don't.
It does look very similar to other things I've seen for sure. But it's nice looking. But yeah, I agree that
I was thinking it was going to be, if it's 1,000 days, I was thinking they were going to do more of a Roman-based belt.
Yeah, it's like some.
What are those custom ones?
Some like tribal, like Samoa style stuff. Yeah, I think they could have done more with that. But I did like it. It was a pretty belt. But I agree, there could be more to it. But the storyline, obviously, the Usos weren't invited. But guess what?
Guess what?
Guess what, guys?
What?
Did they show up?
They showed up.
They were there.
Yeah, spoiler alert! They showed up.
I thought for sure they were out of the arena. I thought they
that's the rules. You're not invited, so don't show up. Like, come on, did you not? Kevin Owens teach you anything? Like, that's the unwritten rule. Like, you can't just appear if we don't say your name. If we didn't say your name, well, just don't appear. That was me doing my Kevin Owens, by the way. Thank you very much.
That was good.
He's lost his damn mind.
It was fast. It was frantic.
He laughed so hard.
Yeah.
It was fast. It was frantic. It meant shit. I mean, Jesus.
Right. So we had that moment, and Jay and Jimmy come out, and then we get our answer on the allegiance of Solo, which they swerved Ronnie because Ronnie thought, he's going to join his brothers, and I was like, no, that's not going to happen, and of course it didn't happen.
It didn't happen. No.
Jimmy got the spike.
Kind of saw that coming after. At first, I got it. I was like, and then I was like, no, he's getting ready to hug him. There's a turn here.
Jimmy got the spike, and then now Jay's in the middle. So basically, they're just reversing the storyline of what Jimmy was doing before. Now Jay is doing, and now they're like Jay has to give
I'll
them
tell you
his
what,
answer.
I'm interested for Friday. I'd like to see what Jimmy does with his brother and how that works out.
Yeah, it's been good. Like that was a fun segment. The crowd is definitely into it.
They are. They were hot for it. They reacted like watching a soap opera. It's very. They do a great job, man. I guess it's the chemistry of being a family, but
Yeah.
they really tell the story well, man.
Yeah. I enjoyed it. I'm invested. I want to see what happens. So, that's good for them. That's what you want. That's what you want out of the show. So
Absolutely.
that's how it ended, and then we're on the cliffhanger. What's Jay gonna do? What's Jay gonna do? What do y'all think? Do you think that they're gonna swerve us and like Jay's like, I'm with Roman, or is it obviously him and Jimmy?
Me.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. I mean,
I'm not honest, but that's the thing about the storylines. I don't know what they're gonna do. Like I would assume it's gonna be Jay and Jimmy, but that would be a good swerve. Is like Jay's like, nah.
It would be a good swerve, but I wouldn't be surprised. What are they gonna do without each other though?
Yeah, are they going to break it up from the inside? He's going to act like he's not with his brother, and then eventually, boom, turn on him in a match sometime or something. I don't know, and go back to his brother, and they get the big hug and the reaction.
Could be. Well, I guess remains to be seen. So I guess we'll see here. I guess Friday, right? So now we can move on to Monday Night Raw, where Kevin Owens is just slowly losing his mind. But we'll kick it off. With the kickoff was what was the opening segment here? We had the like Seth come out talking, and then Finn and all that, and
Finn's doing a great job on the mic. Seth always does good. I think Seth's a little overrated. I know it's a terrible opinion.
Wild.
Yeah,
he clearly doesn't seem overrated. He seems
he doesn't.
rated as fuck.
I'm in the minority. Very small, minuscule.
He seems very rated.
He is very.
Yeah, he seems over.
It's just me. He is over, and for some reason I don't get it, but he's doing something right. So because I just don't like. I don't see it.
People hum. They all sing.
So the kickoff there was like they came out, and obviously they're kind of pushing towards a Seth versus Finn thing, which makes sense considering that.
Yeah, I can dig that, man. I like Finn.
Well, and that's why, like Seth or Finn lost his belt because Seth injured him before, and of course they made mention of that with the Universal title when he only held it for 24 hours. But this was all about Priest and putting Priest over, and Priest saying, "Hey, I love my friends. I don't need them. I accept your terms. They'll stay in the back."
Yeah, he's trying to show he can do it.
Yeah, and that's what he needs that moment, and he
does. And he deserves it.
I think that was a good call. So that's how it started off, and him accepting that challenge. And then we went into the qualifying match with Becky Lynch and Sonya Deville for the Money in the Bank, and it turned out pretty much like we said. Like Trish and Zoe come out, caused a little bit of trouble, but obviously Becky walks away with the win. I kind of thought maybe they would cost Becky, but it looks like they're gonna. Zoe and Becky are probably going to cancel each other out in the Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
is what that seems like. You still get them in the ladder match, so that makes more sense really to 100. Go ahead and have them in it
for sure.
Yeah.
So, but Becky wins. She comes out on top, of course, and moves on. And then we get, which is the best match of the night, and that's Kevin Owens and Gunther. It might have been the best match in quite a while, honestly.
It wasn't my favorite match, but it was the best match, I guess.
Oh man,
I'm on the fence with the women's tag match, dude. I don't know why I dug that so much, but they did everything they were supposed to do. Kevin and Gunther, they're tremendous. They're great workers. When I heard they were going to work, I perked up and I was like, okay, I want to watch this.
Yeah.
Let me pause it. Let me get something to drink and sit down and get ready for this one because I didn't expect that to be a mid match on a Raw.
Yeah, that definitely came out of nowhere, and Kevin losing his mind. He's just like, that's it. We're having a match. We're just having a match, and he walks out, and just there's the match,
and it was so good.
It was.
I like everybody involved in that match.
Yeah, it could have been a pay-per-view main.
Oh yeah, for sure. And they definitely are like that feud between Sammy and Kevin against the Imperium has been fun, and it's been a good
really
feud.
fun.
Yeah.
And that match was definitely a good piece of it. And Kevin, every time Imperium shows up, and he's like, we didn't say your name. Like that's not.
Here you are.
Like that's been funny. But that was a good match. Like that was
that's my favorite
match of the night for me. But
are they headed towards a 3-on-3 and then eventually a Riddle versus Gunther, which Gunther will go over, but I like that too.
I like that too.
It looks like they are headed that way. There's the train. But then I guess for Smooth Johnny Spade, the match of the night was Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, your new tag team champion.
Wait, what?
Versus Caden Carter and Katana Chance.
I also like that match, but
it was their first match on Raw. Their nerves are shot. They're coming in trying to make a name for themselves. They're doing it against Baszler and Ronda. And Ronda's fantastic. People hate on her, but she's fucking great.
At wrestling?
Yes. Isn't that nuts? That she is great for as many matches as she's had. The star power, the beauty. I think she's gorgeous.
I'm gonna go no. But I thought that
he can't see, don't.
I'm not talking about how she looks. I'm talking about she's
she's talking about the work. Like she can
the work. Yeah, I don't think she's
no, I think she's horrible. I think she's horrible
on that.
I think she's fantastic.
What's the new tag team called?
She knows how to utilize her only strengths that she has and eliminate her negatives. And somebody who hasn't been doing it that long, I dig Ronda Rousey and what she can do as a star and with the star power she has.
I just feel like she gets in there and just kind of throws people around, not knowing what she's doing.
I like it.
Yeah, I do like Shayna. Shayna is good.
Shayna's solid.
I like them better together than I've ever liked either of them separately, but I like the new two that were there, like the new ones. Like I thought they did really great.
Yeah.
They've been together as a tag team for 4 years. Their chemistry is amazing.
Yeah, they did some really good tag team
champions in NXT.
They're tiny little things, too. Both of them are like 5 feet.
Yeah, what did Ronda say? Or Shayna was like, what did we just? Or Ronda was like, did we just fall into Munchkin land? Like,
right.
Oh my god!
Which is going to be a reoccurring theme when people are knocking them, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's I think that was a good match for them to just like they even said in their promos, like, we want to make a splash for our first match, first impressions and all that. So yeah, I think it was.
I thought they did. Like their tag team stuff was so good.
I'm gonna buy a Ronda Rousey shirt. I'm gonna wear it.
Oh my god!
There you go. I think you should. So
yeah.
After that, we had the Ricochet Shinsuke Nakamura match.
Wait, where was I for that one?
It was an all right match. I mean, it was what it was.
Did I hallucinate?
It didn't. It ended.
Hulu cut it.
They didn't even get to really do the finish, so it was.
They cut that one.
Yeah, we watched it on Hulu and they cut that match.
It wasn't.
Is that nuts? That's nuts.
Yeah, that's the one they cut.
And it was a long match, but the end, the finish had the big.
It was a no contest. Yeah.
What's the big guy? The new guy?
Bronson Reed?
Yeah. He came out and it costed. It was.
Yeah, it was a no contest. Yeah.
Yeah. I like Shinsuke, man.
I do too.
And that was just like because they both have already qualified for the Money in the Bank, so that was just like a precursor to what's to come, I guess.
I like Ricochet also.
That's just a good match time filler.
Yeah, and then but no contest, so it was just good filler match. Then we had Ronnie's old flame, The Miz, on Miz TV.
Oh yeah, I didn't know you dated The Miz.
Yes, you did. Yes, you do.
Press, here come the presses. Or maybe I just forgot.
People know about me.
Maybe I just forgot about
her gimmick with Miz when she played his girlfriend.
Oh, on TV. I thought maybe in real life. I wasn't sure.
Well, for all intents and purposes, keep it kayfabe, they definitely dated. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But so Miz TV, he had Cody as a guest, and then our favorites and everybody's favorites, Rhea and Dom come out, and Miz kind of swerved this. Miz is
that was so funny.
you think he's going to bring out Brock or somebody, and then it's like a Dominic Mysterio, and it's like,
Dude, he's
He
so
got
good.
me. I was
So
like,
that-
I wasn't paying attention,
They're-
but was that
Rhea
were we
and
supposed to
Dom
be
are so
swerved?
over. I know. They're
Oh, yeah,
so over, dude. I mean,
they're getting that Ciampa heat.
I just sat there and I went, Dom
Champion.
just came to the ring as the heel sitting across from Cody on the Miz's
Yeah.
show. Like,
Yeah.
how far has that dude came?
Yeah, that's putting him like right in the main event, right there.
Dude,
Like
my goodness.
that's a moment for sure. So
They're a hot commodity right now, man.
yeah, that's Ronnie's favorite.
Obviously,
I'm right
that's
there with you.
everybody's favorite. Let's get real.
I'm right there with you.
It's the best of the best.
Definitely has the heat. It was a good segment.
It's just fun. It's entertaining.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
I laughed so
Yeah.
hard so many times.
Well, and watching it, so we were watching it, and it's very much Eddie Guerrero in China. It's Eddie being the heel and hiding behind China. It's all playing. And man, if Dom could put on some of that muscle and get that little bit more flamboyance on the mic, a little bit, and spit a little bit more on the mic, that kid is unstoppable right now. If he could make that work right now, he's off to the races. Like,
that'll come in time. He's still young.
For sure.
But right now, he doesn't even have to talk. He's got so much heat. So
Definitely not.
Let that keep going until he starts getting more tune and more tune. But
as I was watching it, like I was telling Ronnie, I was like, man, I kind of want him to just start pulling that Eddie Guerrero accent, because Eddie, who started when he was doing the Latino, he was really kind of emphasizing. Yeah, he's emphasizing that stuff, and I kind of want Dom to do it, but I want him to do it, but then lose it, and then do it.
That would be
like
hilarious.
it comes and goes. Like we can, like we can tell that he's just trying to be, because they keep pulling the prison thing and stuff. So if he's pretending on that, why not pretend a little bit more? Because we all know he's lying anyway. So why not give just a little bit more? And I think I don't know.
Funny.
To me, I thought that would be funny, but. So he gets a little slap on Cody,
and then
hides behind Rhea.
That was so funny.
Pulling the Savage, but he's got mommy there. She's a little tougher than old Elizabeth, I guess.
Oh yeah. You didn't hit Elizabeth because she's so nice and sweet. You don't hit Rhea because she can hurt you back.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I feel like she's nice and sweet. That makes her so much
Yeah,
harder.
I feel like she's also nice and sweet.
And then so Cody's wife, Brandy Rhodes, that was kind of the big news. She made a tweet after that. It said, "Papa won't hit mommy, but mommy will."
I thought that while it was happening, I thought, are they gonna do a thing where she comes in too? But she can't work very well. And
I was gonna say, and then do what?
Yeah,
she does work though. I mean, she can get in the ring with her, but I mean, Rhea's on another level.
On another planet.
Yeah. Oh, and I just put this together. That's Cody. Ronnie used to date Cody too, so there you go.
Let's not.
Brandy's good.
Two of her boyfriends in the ring. Maybe that tweet meant Ronnie was going to come
I know
out.
you dated Cody too. She can't figure that well.
She made her way around.
But skipping that, the funnier thing was when Cody turned around and punched the Miz.
Yeah, for just randomly
out of nowhere.
Yeah, that was great. I think he did it for locking him up. But I mean, if you've ever go back on YouTube and you could see that, I mean, Cody's wife, Brandy, she's got some good promos. Remember that she said the one time she was taking her stuff, she goes, "Oh, you're a black belt? Well, I'm a black bitch. Let's go." And she could cut some fucking promos, so she can make it good.
She's not bad on mic at all.
Once she gets in the ring, it's got to be.
It exposes her a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, right.
She's not bad. She's just like in the caliber of like main event WWE stuff. I don't think she's quite there by any means.
I would watch that match though, for real.
I've never seen her, but I assume if she were on Rhea's level, I would know who she was.
Just having Cody's wife in the ring, regardless if you didn't know who she was and you just meet her for the first time, taking up for her husband with Rhea and Dom Dom.
Yeah,
I would watch that because I'd be interested to see how it's going to go.
Yeah.
I might leave going, "Ooh, that was rough," or I might go, "That's pretty entertaining." But either way, I'm interested enough to want to watch it.
Yeah, I think the crowd is too. I think the WWE universe would definitely be into that, and maybe that's what they're alluding to. Now they're saying that Brandy's not signed with WWE, so she's just trying to get a job, and that's smart.
Maurice wasn't a few times either, though.
Yeah, so that's. I think that could happen. That could happen. I think they're really trying to keep Brandy and Cody separate right now because Cody really needs he's on his own trajectory, and he doesn't need to get bogged down by intergender matches and things like that.
But if you're bringing mommy involved, it almost seems like it has to be a one-off, like they used to do with Maurice and the Miz. She comes in every now and then for a couple one-offs.
There's no denying that Rhea is the most popular person in professional wrestling right now.
Yeah.
She obviously got the new title of the most TikTok followers, 2 million.
Mm-hmm.
Ronnie said that the Miz had to give her
the crown on TikTok. Yeah,
the crown.
Good for her, man. Well deserved. Well deserved.
She's super over. So that was a fun segment. That was then we had the qualifying match of Zoe Stark versus Natalya, which also Hulu cut.
Oh, we missed that too. I was gonna say.
Yeah, there wasn't much to it. Like
I saw it. Yeah.
Yeah. Apparently, Natty was really getting most of the offense.
Good. At least there's that.
And then Zoe still picks up the win. Which,
and it was straight win. It was the rookie giving a little bit of respect to Natty, and then because she was
honestly though, like I feel like if you're really because you're going to push Zoe, you're not going to push Natty. You might as well let Zoe just make a statement as well. But they didn't do that with that match.
Yeah, I can't squash her back to back, man.
No, it wouldn't have been good for Natalya, but like
it's just disrespectful. Yeah, I mean she's been
disrespectful.
Yeah. You just know they're not going to do anything. But again, that just like Montez, can this set up a storyline for Natalya? She's like suddenly.
I've been telling you. I told you that last week.
Wins. Yeah,
I think so, man. I think this is she's getting near the end of her career, and I think this is leading to something. We'll see.
Yeah, disrespectful is watching wrestling on Hulu.
Yeah, see, I kind of enjoy it because most of the time they cut the right stuff, but this time around, but the thing is now that it's WWE has changed too, so now most stuff that's airing is worth watching. When used to, it didn't necessarily be the case. So cutting the Shinsuke Ricochet match, that's nuts to me, but
that's bullshit.
Yeah. So Zoe walks away with the win there. And then we have, I think, didn't Indus Shear come out and like beat Cedric and Shelton Benjamin as well?
Yeah. I kind of fast forwarded through that shit.
That Hulu
which I like Shelton. Shelton's a good friend of mine. He's always been cool with me, man. And I hate to see it, but
they're a good tag team.
At this time in his career, he's just trying to get his. Make a living for his family and finish his career out at WWE. So,
well, when they were the Hurt Business, they were over. Like
that's what I'm saying. Why not go? I was so mad when they got rid of that.
I was too. It was no sense in it. And that was a Vince thing. Vince cut that.
It was. And I don't want to say. Nah, I'm not going to say anything like that. But I want to see them get back together. Add maybe I don't want to say Montez, but maybe Dawkins. Add an Omos.
Add Carmelo.
Yeah, man. You could have a hell of a group there, man.
That could be the group if it's done right. Like I think, especially Carmelo coming in and being like his. Yeah, there could be something there. But Cedric and Shelton are a good tag team. They both are great in the ring.
For sure.
Cedric is obviously younger than Shelton, and he can really go. He could really shine if they let him. And I think Shelton deserves some of those moments. He's been around. He's always been good.
And I don't, and I'm not calling you out, buddy, because I think you're great. You're one of the best athletes I've ever been in the ring with. But at this point in his career, he's putting guys over and having a good time making some money. And good for him,
Yeah, and nothing wrong with that. Make that money for sure.
Not that he's here, but just in case he ever does, you never know.
Obviously, they're putting over Indus Shear as monsters and then really trying to push back.
Yeah, it's the shits
tag team. So it's not really working right now.
You know why it's not working? One of the reasons, whenever they pan the camera over to Jinder Mahal, he looks like he's miserable.
Yeah,
like I'm managing them. This is what I got to do to keep a job.
And what I noticed from like Veer and they just seem like they stumble a lot. Like they're just not really sure-footed. There's something that just
they're big and green. That'll come in time. Yeah.
But so obviously they're putting them over, and that was that. And then we moved in to the main event with Seth Rollins and Damian Priest, and it was a good match.
Yeah, it was good.
This was the moment where I think Ronnie finally was like, you know what? Damian Priest could be a top guy, and I think he can be.
No, the moment was when he handled Bad Bunny. Then I was like, okay.
Yeah, but I think you still were like, does he need the rest of this group? And it seemed like he really kind of.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, what I said was that like my fandom in take two, my fanness of him is growing with him. Like, because after
he's good, yeah.
It was with Bad Bunny that I was like, okay, so they're trusting this guy to handle this guy.
For sure.
And he did really well. So that kind of made me realize that, okay, he is bigger than just what he's doing.
Yeah, I dig him. I think he's got respect from the boys in the back too, man. He's solid. He's he came in as older. He's not somebody got a deal when he was 21. He's 41 years old. And I think he's solid. The next 4 or 5 years are going to be big for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good-looking guy. He's a big guy. He's has ability in the ring. He's okay on the mic. He really needs to work on those mic skills and doing that in front of 1,000 people live is not easy by any means.
Shit, I can do
it. Yeah, I mean, we can all do it to an extent, but you know, kind of getting nervous and stumbling a little bit. That makes sense.
It's new to him. He's got that hold back, nervous moniker to him. He definitely needs help on the mic, but Judgment Day's perfect for him right now. Yeah, I mean, what a group! They don't need to add or delete anyone for a while.
No. And that was the unfortunate thing about this is like I think to me, Priest also proved himself. Like he can be a contender if they if they really work on him, he could be a top guy possibly. But
I absolutely bought that. Yeah.
Obviously, when Finn came out and interfered, at least he popped up, but he didn't really have an opportunity to interfere because Seth caught him real quick. But we had that moment with Damian's like, "What are you doing out here?" Like, and it was a legit, real moment of like, "Why are you not supposed to be here?" I said, "I don't need that help." So are they aiming for a Judgment Day breakup?
No, not yet.
No.
I don't think there's a need for it.
There's no need.
Like
not right now.
It's just they're over. They all need each other right now. I think
they're the hottest thing on Raw, and Bloodline just disbanded. Now it's their time to be the top faction.
Absolutely.
No. Not for. I'd say another year run. Then we start working those guys in the storylines, and then a couple of years from now, you have the reunion.
Oh, I like where your head's at. Yeah. I actually don't think any of them need each other, but I do think they all really elevate each other.
They do.
I don't want to see them ever.
That's what I mean by need each other. Is they elevate.
They'll do their own thing. They're not a group that's always with each other at all times. They're doing their separate things. But they're still together when they need to be. I just like what they're doing. I don't think
I do too. I love it.
Don't fuck with it.
Yeah, I agree. I agree that it's and like you said, the Bloodline has disbanded. So really, they're that kind of the only over faction right now. Bloodline's not completely, but it's about done. And then if you can suddenly bring in a Hurt Business and build a Hurt Business and then kind of do that kind of feud, like there could be some good stuff there.
A baby face faction against the Hurt Business if they were the new faction. I mean, how over would they be if they were starting to beat up some heels all of a sudden? Like the crowd they already cheers like hell for the Judgment Day. I mean, they'd be over as fuck.
Yeah, I think so. But so that match, it obviously Seth picks up the win, but it was a good match. I think it really proved
I agree.
Damian Priest's ability and future, and I think it was a good match. All in all, pretty decent Raw. I don't know if Vince was involved in this one or not, but I do see, and I knew that Night of Champions would really be the catalyst to really start creating new stories and things like that, and it really seems to be the case. And you know how Triple H likes his matches and stuff. That explains why there was like a Ricochet and Shinsuke match. No need for it, but I'm sure Triple H knew that would be a hell of a match.
I needed it.
Don't put a shitty filler in. He was putting a decent match that would keep people in.
Yeah, it was like one of those matches that could have been on a pay-per-view card. I know Ricochet is not really over these days in the sense of crowd reaction, but everybody still knows that he's really good.
They know they're going to get a show when he comes out.
Right. So that's what's really getting good about the Triple H reign is that we're really starting to get some good stuff. Now I could have done without the OC versus Hit Row and stuff like that, but obviously you got to try to build new talent too. So.
Yeah, that's going to happen no matter what.
Why couldn't they have cut that one though?
Yeah, so that was all your Monday Night Raw and SmackDown and AEW, and then so let's talk a little bit about Money in the Bank. So we know we have some of the contestants with LA and Montez and who else? Shinsuke and Ricochet.
Yeah, Ricochet and Montez didn't make it. You got LA. So are we talking about who's in, or are you just talking about the match?
Just who's in. I didn't mean Montez. Yeah, it's just who's in.
So right now, I think you've got Shinsuke, you've got LA Knight.
Yeah.
You do it really well. So Shinsuke, LA Knight, familiarize me. Who else is in there?
Here we go. I'm pulling up right now. So men's Money in the Bank ladder match. We already have a Ricochet, Shinsuke, and LA Knight have all qualified. And then the future matches are Butch versus Baron Corbin and Santos Escobar versus Mustafa Ali. And then there's a rumor that Matt Riddle might be involved in one of the last qualifying match.
Yeah, who'd you say who's fighting Mustafa?
Santos Escobar, LWO. And then you Butch versus Baron Corbin. So I see Butch and probably Mustafa probably winning their matches.
I see Butch and Escobar.
You think Escobar?
I do.
And it would make sense. I just think Ali.
Yeah, I mean, Ali's over. Everybody seems. I bet I'm in the minority. I'd see Escobar because they're trying to push that LWO. And they're trying to push someone other than Ray, and that's what Ray's there for, is to get him over. So I could see him going in there. And
he's good. Like he's you wouldn't hurt my feelings any, but I just feel like the Mustafa has some story to tell right now, and
that's kind of a toss up for me.
Yeah, it really could go either way. And then with the women's, you have Zelina Vega, Becky Lynch, and Zoe Stark. They've all qualified. Mm-hmm. Then you're going to have Bayley versus Michin and Shotzi versus Io Sky. And then there's going to be a final qualifying match, but nobody knows what that is yet. I see Bayley and Io going over.
I do as well. Big booty Bayley.
Yeah. Ronnie, what do you think? Ronnie's gone. There she is.
No, I'm still here. I could go with.
So who's so you all think you think Zelina is like the no with no. Yeah, I feel like Io Sky might be just because
maybe
of
her, maybe Becky.
I don't think they're going to give it to Becky. I think Becky and Zoe are going to cancel each other out.
You think?
Yeah, Trish is going to get involved.
I'd like to see who comes in on the next rip. The match that's unannounced, I think, is going to say a lot.
And maybe it is. Maybe Trish announces. Maybe somehow Trish gets
that's what I'm thinking as well.
Oh my god, if it's Trish,
I do. I think somehow, some way that could be a thing.
That could be that. That would be interesting.
If it's Trish, I'm going to go with her.
Yeah. Right now, I'm kind of looking at Io Sky and thinking that she has a good opportunity there.
I would say that,
especially they're really kind of pushing a little bit of feud between her and Asuka too. So
that's a high probability. I mean, she's up there as well. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, can you imagine that mic war right there? Them just like
that would
or her and Bayley at the top climbing at the same time while everybody else is down, and then looking at each other like.
Yeah, that's obviously going to be a moment. Is the
and
that
then taking it and winning
if they're in, but we're all assuming that they should be.
Yeah,
that's a good story in itself.
Yeah, that would be interesting to watch for sure. For sure. With the men was like Ricochet, Shinsuke, LA. We're thinking Butch. If it's Matt Riddle, are they going to put Riddle over? Like, because I mean, this.
No, I don't think so.
This is your next possible. So you got to think in the long run. I mean, looking at this, like it looks like LA Knight to me, man. Or
That's
Shinsuke.
what I want to go for.
I'd like to see that last one as well, but I think she likes Shinsuke. I think LA Knight is. I think it just almost have to put it on.
I think it is LA, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they promised Shinsuke something, but didn't necessarily see LA Knight coming.
I mean, he's been a Nightmare Rumble winner. I mean, a Nightmare Rumble. God, I'm OVW days. Jesus. I mean, a Royal Rumble winner before already. Fought for the title, didn't win. He main evented that WrestleMania. So I don't know. I just don't see that being a thing just yet. I think they.
Yeah, I think LA Knight he's the odds. He has good odds. If I were a betting man, like he's definitely good odds to win. So I wouldn't hate it. I don't think anybody would.
Wins. That would be awesome too.
And listen to him when once that pay-per-view hits, which we still got a little bit to go. But you can always hear the crowd, like who they're for as they climb that ladder, and I guarantee you, when LA climbs that ladder, that roof is gonna explode.
You think? Yeah, for sure.
And it's just so funny to me because they didn't like he's an older guy. They weren't really ever gonna do anything with him, and he just kind of built. So the Rock's always liked him. The Rock's put him over since he was in Impact. He's kind of compared to The Rock a little bit with the way.
Yeah, Mark Henry said something about that. He's like, "Quit trying to be The Rock."
Stuff. But I mean, it's working. It's working for him.
It is working.
He was just supposed to be fodder for Bray Wyatt, and where's Bray? He's nowhere to be found. But LA Knight got himself over. He did exactly what you're supposed to do: is take what you get and get yourself over, regardless. And he did it.
Good for him, man.
It's fun. I think my picks are LA Knight and Io Sky. That's who I'm going to pick right now. We'll see with the other qualifying matches if that changes.
I'm gonna go.
I like those picks.
It's going to be fun. I think it's going to be a fun pay-per-view.
Did you say something about Trish? I want to make sure she's even in the qualifying match.
Yeah, I know she's not even in, but I feel like that's why we haven't heard about it, is because it's her.
If Trish lands in there, that could change some things. It would be interesting.
That would be interesting. Yeah,
great storytelling would give her the money in the bank.
That
would be wild.
Have her just fuck with everybody,
Yeah. So we'll see. So that was the recap of all the shows the past week. So some fun stuff. We're gonna get Roni indoctrinated into a little bit more AEW.
Yeah. Have some more fun.
Because we did miss Rampage. And now we're gonna have Dynamite, Rampage, and Collision. So there's gonna be a lot of AEW to watch here soon.
Yeah, that Rampage has been it's all right. I'll watch it, but it's an hour long. They've had some decent matches. They had Zack Sabre Jr. on there. And they had another. I think they had another Japanese wrestler on there too. They do that every now and then, which is all right. The last match, Lee Moriarty Jr. was in the main event, I think, against somebody.
Yeah.
Might have been Daniel Garcia. It was all right. It was solid,
Yeah, I mean, it's a good pushing some talent that might usually not get that time. Sure. So we'll Ronnie get to watch a little bit more AEW, and we'll getting a little closer and closer to Money in the Bank. And so we'll see what happens from there. But so that was your recap. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. Send in questions if you want us to talk about certain things or whatever. Just send it to us and then let us know. Anybody have any final words?
Heat magnets out, man. It's been real.
Ronnie Jonah.
Rhea Ripley forever.
Nice.
All right. Well, there you go, everybody. Thanks for joining us, and we will catch you next week. So, as Smooth Johnny Spade said, Heat magnets out.
Out.